Hi, my name is Diyanshu Sarkar, and I will be teaching you about dynamic equilibrium. Before knowing dynamic equilibrium, what is actually equilibrium? Well, in chemistry terms, we can define it as when there is no more observable chemical change during a reversible chemical process. This basically means that we can't see any more gas evolving or any change in color because the reaction has essentially stopped. Though this is not really the case, as we'll learn because of the nature of dynamic equilibrium, that's how we perceive it. So, how can we define dynamic equilibrium? Well, imagine you're looking at just one part of the highway, like you see in the picture here, and cars are constantly coming in and out. But you realize that the total number of cars actually coming in and going out are the same. So you actually see that there's no change in the total number of cars if you just stop the moving picture for 1 second and if you count cars. So that's exactly how dynamic equilibrium is. So, what is the proper definition of dynamic equilibrium? In a reaction, it's basically when the forward and backward reaction rates are equal. And this means that the concentration of reactants and products remain the same or they are constant. But this has further implications because this can change based on various factors. So, what happened when I shook the Coke bottle? Well, what actually happens when making Coke is they dissolve carbon dioxide in the water to form carbonic acid. That's essentially the most simple way to put the reaction. But this does not stay together for a long time, let's say, and it can easily come out. For example, when you open the Coke bottle, you hear a fizz. That's a lot of carbon dioxide coming out. So when I shook the bottle, it allowed for some of the carbon dioxide dissolved in that water to escape from that. But since it was a closed system because the cap was on, after some time you saw the bubbles depleting, which means some of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere inside the bottle started dissolving back into the water or the Coke to maintain equilibrium. That is essentially what I mean by dynamic equilibrium. It means that some gas is still evolving, but some is still dissolving at the same rate, and that's why it's considered dynamic. And it's also dynamic because it doesn't always have to mean the same position. It can always change. The equilibrium can always change. Thank you for watching, and I hope you understood what dynamic equilibrium means.